Araku Valley is a beautiful hill station at distance of 120 kilometers from Vizag. Araku Valley, popularly known as Araku. It is a scenic hill station in Visakhapatnam district of Andhra Pradesh. It is located at an elevation of about 32,000 feet. Blessed with enchanting streams, lush green forests, beautiful waterfalls, sprawling coffee plantations, rich landscapes and wonderful weather. Araku Valley is no doubt a famous tourist destination attracting nature lovers, honeymoon couples and adventure enthusiasts from all over the country. The journey to Araku Valley by train is something that everyone should experience with tunnel. Hillsides, streams, waterfalls, making your journey truly mesmerizing. The valley is the natural abode of at least 16 tribal groups with a sprinkling of settlers from plain areas. Bhagatas, Gadbas, Kotiyas, Kontadoras, Prajas and Valmikis constitute the major tribal groups. As Araku Valley is adjoining the Orissa state border, both Telugu and Oriya cultures have a profound bearing on the way of life of the tribals of this area. Samanta tribes speak Kuli dialect and all the major tribal groups speak Telugu, while Oriya is the only predominantly spoken language in the valley. Thus, Araku Valley is a melting point of many cultures.
Altogether, there are 18 different tribal groups in Araku. There are 3 PTGs, that is, primitive tribal groups. Each group has its own language and people speak their own mother tongues. For instance, Kotiya speak Kotiya language, Valmiki speak Kupiya language, Kondadora speak Kondadora language, Koru speak Kuviya language. So there are various tribes and various languages.
Penam kaile begra begra moto kaibaro kaile kaibaro yasibiara mati roibaro loran mai jilagle sori kerla bate kuli korage jabaro korunaro go haile sori uti palai baro moi mara nore moto kaibita moi aya sobote moto kaibita.
Bhagatas nor Ghazis were the first settlers of the village. But written account on the village settlement history could be traced. Almost all the tribal communities were living there since a long time. It is very difficult to calculate the period of their first settlement. The staple food of villagers is chudi, ragi, which is cooked in a variety of combinations with rice and sev. They take ragi gruel when they are hungry and drink liquid preparations of ragi to quench their thirst. The tribals generally consume cooked ragi twice a day. Rice is cooked specially on the festive occasion or on the visit of the close relative, while well-to-do families mix ragi with rice while preparing food. Marriage by negotiation is most popular means of marriage, accepted and practiced by all communities of the village. Among the tribal communities of the village, marriage comprises a series of ceremonies covering a period of more than 10 days sometimes. Generally, the marriage celebration takes place in the evening. The tribal guru officiates the marriage. He makes a ring out of a piece of cloth and keeps it around the neck of the bride and the bridegroom. Then, two sturdy men carry the bride and the bridegroom on their shoulders and take them in a procession through the streets of the village.
ఒకే కమ్యూనిటీ వాళ్ళు పెళ్లి చేసుకునేటప్పుడు వాళ్ళ మేనమామని
When the marriage takes place in the same tribal community, the boy party first goes to their nearest relatives, aunts or uncle's house by taking traditional drinks. If the girl likes the boy, then both parties sit together and have the traditional drinks together. Later on, the girl is brought to boy's house and the marriage is celebrated. The marriage depends on their economical background. If the party is rich, they celebrate the marriage in a grand way by putting pandals everywhere. If the party is poor, they celebrate the marriage in a simple way. There is no tying of Mangal Sutra in our culture. One Pandit from same community explains the importance of marriage. At the end, the turmeric is applied to both boy and girl. With this, the celebration of marriage is completed.
Both will be served food in a same plate and feed each other. The rest of the night is spent in group singing and Dhimsa dance. In Koraput district in the Odisha state, but has almost become an official dance of Visakhapatnam. Dhimsa is in the groove with the culture of this region, especially with the places near Araku Valley and Bora caves. This expressive dance is dominated by the movements of feet and hands of the group performing the dance in a circle. Though this dance can be performed by men and women, young and old, typically around 15 to 20 women form a chain and move their feet according to the rhythm and make formations of smaller to larger circles. The members play dapu, drum with a short stick, tudumu, mori, kiridi and judukumulu. The performers dance to the drum beats and usually the music is played by men. The attire is colorful with earthy tones of green, red and yellow. The dancers wear saris that fall just below the knee. Their necks are adorned with the tribal ornaments.
So మరొకసారి నేను చెప్తున్నాను. సో ఆ పండగ పీరియడ్ అంటే జంత్ర అంటారు.
The festival is known as Jantra.
జూలైలో ఫస్ట్ పండగ.
Why do we celebrate the festival? Because It is the first festival in month of July.
మిషన్స్ లేవు సార్. ఎలా పనిచేసేవాళ్ళంటే పశువులతో ఆధారంగా తీసుకు
Years back, there were no machines for farming in our agency areas. So, what we used to do, we used to take the help of buffaloes and oxen for plowing.
ఆ జంత్ర పండుగలో ఒక మేకపిల్లని తీసుకెళ్తారండి. ఒక మేకపిల్లని బలి ఇస్తారు. ఎందుకంటే
in that way, we used to cultivate our paddy. On the day of the festival, we slaughter one goat. The reason behind this is our paddies will be safe.
The principal occupation of the tribals of this area is agriculture, wet, dry and podu types. Major crops grown are paddy, ragi, black gram, Bengal gram, gingerly and castor. A little wheat is also grown here. Tobacco, turmeric, ginger, mustard, chilies and pipali are commercial crops raised here.
Mainly we cultivate paddies and some kinds of dal in our agency's areas. Firstly we plough the land with the help of oxen and we spread the organic manure like cow dung. Then we sow the seeds. This is month of May. By the month of June we begin cultivating the paddies.
In the Eastern Ghats, Araku Valley is famous for its rich coffee plantations. The aroma of fresh coffee beans is in the air of Araku throughout. The Arabica coffee grown in this region is recognized as unique. Coffee is grown through organic methods in the shades of mango, jackfruit and silver oak trees. Around 1.5 lakh tribal families living in this region are getting financially stabilized through coffee cultivation. The coffee plantations have been responsible to a large extent for the rehabilitation of the many tribes that stay in and around Araku Valley. It was in 2007 that the first organic coffee brand by tribal growers was launched in India. This organic brand was named Araku Emerald and it enjoys domestic as well as international popularity. Year on year, while demand for coffee is growing, coffee plantations are also growing at the same pace to meet the demand for premium coffee. The exact history of Araku Mission started in 1949 with the land bought by Bishop Board for a summer resort. The land was given out for cultivation for many years till Father Xavier Diaz got out the cultivators. The importance of Araku area became evident with the coming of DBK Railway. Father Diaz started to visit numerous labor camps. It was Father Diaz who started the two schools at Endapalli Valasa and Padmapuram near Araku.
One IAS officer about 30 years ago, he invited our church people to open and run tribal schools for the tribal, English medium schools. So that's how in Araku you will find the St. Joseph sisters having up to +2, from KG onwards +2, and English medium, and supported by the ITD, tribal board. And that is a major contribution. We are not only here in Araku, we have altogether 6 locations in the tribal area.
ఈ అరకు విచారణ 1950
The parish in Araku was established in the year 1964. Before that, our pioneer priest, Father Dias, travelled to Machikonda, Muchangi, Jolapur villages in Araku agency areas. Since there was no parish in those days, the first sacrament of baptism was given in a village called Machikonda.
We have reached here in Araku by the request of Archbishop of Visakhapatnam, Kagitapu Mariadas, to serve the tribal boys. So 2005 we have reached here and we started our service. And in the beginning we had only 65 boys. And later on, in the process of 2 years, we have reached into 380 boys. So started, and we have seen going to the places of the boys' houses and villages and seeing the needs of the children. We have to explore, build this house for the facilities of the boys, and we continued our mission. So slowly we are flourishing with the help of the government.
When I was in class 3, I joined the hostel here. I was extremely happy when my parents told me that they would send me to hostel, because we are basically farmers and my parents make me to work in the fields. Therefore, I too wanted to go away from my house. I was eagerly waiting when I would go to hostel, but after I came to hostel only, I realized the importance of parents and house. There was no other choice that I could go back to my village, because my village is too far from hostel. But after getting habituated in the hostel, I felt very good. I met so many friends and hostel became my second house.
Sisters of St. Joseph bought some land and started a community in 1966. An English medium school and a hostel for tribal children were established by Sisters of St. Joseph at the instance of the collector of Visakhapatnam.
From this campus, from LKG to 10th standard, affiliated to ICSE board, and we have an intermediate also. So our students have been passed out students have been replaced in different government officials. They are mostly here VRO and working in the other offices, and some of them are doing their MBBS, and they are really doing well. We have boarding for the school children from 1st standard to 10th, and intermediate for the hostel for them. And initially they were not willing, parents were not willing, their culture may be deviated, so they were reluctant to send their students from the beginning, but now they are waiting for the chance.
The Nirmala sisters from Vijayawada also started a house in 1975, which works for the healthcare of tribal people. Nirmala sisters run a primary healthcare center and mobile clinic for the tribals.
We started this dispensary. We did not have a building or like this. We had this was actually the convent where we were living. Then we had that cow shed the other side. So there was a small room where we were keeping the calf. So that room we cleaned out and then we started as a dispensary. And there many patients used to come. Then after a few years this building was built, and then this convent was transferred to that side, and then this we converted as a dispensary.
Personally, I don't have brothers at all. I have only mom and grandmother at home. I have cousin brothers, but they do not bother about me. They do not care for me because I am not their own sister. My mother takes care of me very well. I never felt that I lost my father. Even my sisters also care for me very well. My family members always pray for me so that one day I'll get a good job. My mother makes so many efforts to give me the best education. I can only repay my mother by getting a good job and by taking care of her.
అలా ప్రశ్నగా మిగిలిపోకూడదు నేను బాగా చదవాలనుకుంటున్నాను.
Araku Valley, the beauty gem of Andhra Pradesh, at risk of human exploitations. Mining and constructions are affecting its natural equilibrium and the ecosystem, which results in climate change. Valley needs to be protected from the exploitations and interventions of external forces to keep it intact.